Today, most of mankind is immersed in a world of global consumerism and material envy. While many argue that it's not necessarily a bad thing, as it feeds our global and national economies, many brands rely on blind consumerism to hide their deepest, darkest secrets. Sometimes these secrets are leaked, and the media has a field day making such material public knowledge. Hello, McDonald's pink slime. But other times, these top-ranking brands will do anything and everything to keep these secrets hush-hush. Here are 5 dark secrets about some of your favorite brands. Number 5. Maybelline shuns African-American women. For decades, Maybelline has been a company beloved by many women. Over the years, Maybelline has become one of the best-selling makeup companies around the world, especially for females who are budget conscious. But what if someone told you that in spite of their pro-diversity ad campaigns, Maybelline is racist? United Kingdom's beauty blogger Nadia Gray saw an ad in a magazine for Maybelline's new Dream Velvet foundation, featuring supermodel Jordan Dunn, a beautiful woman of African descent. At the bottom of the ad, it was advertised that this new foundation came in 12 different, diverse-friendly shades. Nadia decided to give the foundation a try, but when she went onto a British website, she quickly realized that only 6 of the Dream Velvet foundations were sold in the UK, and the 6 that were missing were the darkest tones within the makeup line. Indeed, the darkest shade made available to non-American women is called Sun Beige. Nadia described the available shades as all white people shades, and after seeing these shades, it's impossible to argue. Number 4. McDonald's Monopoly game fraud. McDonald's established their annual Monopoly game sweepstakes in 1987, and it's been a raging success every year. But in 1995, McDonald's hired an outside party to handle and organize and promote the sweepstakes that year. A high-ranking official of that company discovered a loophole that was overlooked by McDonald's lawyers, and was able to remove the most expensive prizes from the game. This official took the game pieces and passed them out to his associates, who then redeemed them for a plethora of cash and expensive prizes. This so-called gentleman rigged the game from 1995 until 2000, when he was eventually caught. By that time, the man and his associates had deprived the game for over $24 million. The sweepstakes never made it to the chain that year. Number 3. Nike abuses foreign workers and anti-union laws. Everyone who is anyone has a pair of fancy Nike tennis shoes, unless of course you create the shoes. Individuals who work for Nike creating the shoes in foreign countries could not afford the expensive footwear they're continuously abused over. Since the 1990s, Nike has been accused of abusing sweatshop workers in Taiwan, China, and South Korea. In 2011, Nike had a huge scandal on its hands that most people have simply swept under the rug. Several Indonesian workers accused their supervisors of prolonged abuse. These underpaid and disrespected workers claimed that not only were they under constant verbal abuse, but they also endured being slapped and kicked by their superiors. Furthermore, Nike makes negotiations and partnerships with countries that prohibit trade union laws and protection, which means that Nike could afford to double each and every single factory worker's salary without raising their retail price a single penny. The fact that Nike had been known to violate minimum wage regulations in Vietnam and China is the metaphorical salt in the wound. Number 2. Apple factory worker suicide nets. When Tianfu Li, a Chinese factory worker, was found dead, Apple had no idea the kind of ramifications this mysterious death would entail. The Shanghai factory employs 50,000 workers to assemble iPhones hundreds of times a day. When Tian was found, his grieving family accused the factory of overworking Tian, along with countless other people who work in the strangely sterile factory. Indeed, undercover reporters have witnessed many of the factory's employees working 12-hour shifts. Workers were found falling asleep at their stations due to excessive exhaustion. To make matters worse, each employee is lined up and systematically scanned into the factory system, as if they were cattle waiting for slaughter. These stressful conditions have caused many of the factory's employees to commit suicide. Terrified by the rising number of suicides in Chinese factories used by Apple, the top-ranking brand has built-in nets around the stairwell and rooftops of these factories, ensuring that overworked employees will not jump to their deaths. Furthermore, insider reports show that each employee is scanned into the system as a means of ensuring nobody works overtime. However, when an undercover employee went to work at the Shanghai factory, she discovered that most employees are still working 12-hour shifts. Some of the factory employees will come forward to say that they choose to work overtime because they're only making £250 a month. The only way they can afford to live is to work 12-hour shifts, multiple times a week. Number 1. Walt Disney hires pedophiles. When many parents think of family vacations, Orlando's Disney World often comes to mind. But recent findings may have mothers and fathers boycotting the attraction for years to come. It has come to light that 35 employees, from maintenance workers, tour guides, and security guards, have been charged with child sex crimes. Their crimes? Stashing child porn and trying to lure minors into secluded areas of the park for sex. While the first arrest was made 10 years ago, Walt Disney has outdone itself to keep these ongoing investigations under wraps. In fact, most of the crimes would have stayed buried if not for a 6-month-long investigation conducted by CNN. 5 employees at the Universal Studios and SeaWorld have also been accused of similar crimes. So, next time you're planning a family vacation, it might be wise to stick with something simple, like going to the beach.